Currently, Texas Commit Maalik Murphy knows he has his fair share of doubters. He has only started 6 games in his high school career, but has taken the recruiting world by storm. Murphy believes he could be a future NFL draft pick one day, but that leaves the question, who is Maalik Murphy? In the Who Is series, we go through the backstories of up-and-coming collegiate and pro athletes. If there's a player you want to see in future episodes, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. Maalik Murphy has grown up in Gardena, California, and is a rising senior at Junipero Sierra High School. He stands at 6'5" and weighs 230 pounds. It was described as looking like a defensive end during the Elite 11 before throwing the ball, according to The Athletic. Before we get to the Elite 11, let's go back and look at his high school career so far. Like I mentioned already, Murphy attended Junipero Sierra High School. Unlike most 4- and 5-star prospects, Murphy did not start his freshman year and sophomore year. He sat and waited his turn. During his freshman year, Murphy played in 1 game, completing 2 of his 3 passes for 9 yards. As a sophomore, he had the opportunity to play in 5 games, completing 26 of his 58 passes for 305 yards and 2 interceptions. Going into his junior year, it was finally time for Murphy to shine. Then the global health crisis caused the 2020 California football season to be postponed until the spring. Going into the season, Murphy was named a Max Prep 2020 preseason junior All-American. The issue was, the postponement caused Murphy, who was a 5-star at that point, to drop in the rankings because he still had not started a game. By the time the spring season came around, Murphy was already committed to play at a Power 5 school before he ever started a snap. Going into the season, Murphy spoke about the season saying, "I want people to know my love for the game and how excited I am to just getting a sniff of my junior year. It's been a crazy time and with everything going on, but I've never given up. Never got sidetracked. Kept my main goal in front of my head and just kept working. Getting stronger, getting faster, getting smarter." During the spring opener, Murphy completed 56.2% of his passes for 252 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and a 27-21 loss to Long Beach Poly. The Cavaliers proceeded to go on a 4-game win streak, with Murphy throwing for 201 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 134 yards, a touchdown and an interception, 301 yards and 3 touchdowns, and 216 yards and 1 touchdown. During the season finale, Murphy threw for 157 yards and 1 touchdown in a 25-24 loss, leading the Cavaliers to finish with a final record of 4-2 and 4-1 in conference. He finished the season throwing for 1,261 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, while completing 55.2% of his passes in 6 games. He doesn't have the eye-popping numbers you'd expect from a 4-star recruit, which have led to criticism about the rising senior. But I will get to that in just a few moments. As of now, according to 24/7 Sports Composite, Maalik Murphy is a 4-star recruit who is the 8th best quarterback, 8th best player in California, and 75th best player in his class. He has received over 31 different offers from the likes of Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, and USC. According to 24/7 Sports, Murphy's first Division I offer came on June 11, 2018 by Colorado State, followed by LSU, Indiana, and Florida State that December, and Ohio State at the end of January of 2019. Florida's offer came in April, Texas's offer came in May, and Alabama offered that December. I say all this to prove he was viewed by a lot of people to be a special player before he ever stepped in as a starting quarterback. In early February, Maalik Murphy committed to Texas over UCLA, telling 24/7 Sports, "Texas was the only school on my list I couldn't find a single negative about. Football is the biggest thing going on in Texas. It's more than just a sport. It's a staple of life, and everyone is so passionate about it there." Murphy spoke highly on newly hired Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian, saying, "I think he's a perfect coach to prepare me for the next level. He's a Cali guy and someone I'm really comfortable with. I look at what he's doing in the past and how he's developed quarterbacks, and I think he could help me reach my goal, which are to play in the NFL. I love his offense, and I think I fit it really well with what he wants to do scheme-wise." Originally, Texas had a verbal commit from the number 1 player in the 2022 class, Quinn Ewers, who would go on to decommit from the Longhorns, which basically served as the nail in the coffin for the Tom Herman era in Austin. This has caused some to knock Murphy as a quarterback prospect, which is unfair and completely false in my opinion. As I come about the halfway point in the video, some of you may be asking, "But Johnny, if he doesn't have eye-popping numbers, and if he's only started 6 games in his career, how can he be so highly rated?" Which I answer with, I'm about to get there. The buzz around Maalik Murphy came during Steve Clarkson's The QB Retreat back in 2019. Murphy attended the camp along with elite college quarterbacks such as Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, and Sam Ehlinger. During one of the organized camp competition, Murphy launched the ball 74 yards through the air, showing off his arm strength. He continued to perform well at the retreat in the elite measurables and arm talent, which propelled him to be one of the top quarterbacks in his recruiting class. Murphy continued to succeed at quarterback camps this past spring, tearing it up at the Elite 11 Los Angeles camp, which earned him an invite to the Elite 11 finals. He joined a list of Longhorns such as Hudson Card, Rashawn Johnson, Sam Ehlinger, Shane Buechele, Gerard Hurd, Tyron Swoops, Garrett Gilbert, Javon Sneed, Vince Young, and Chance Mock to be invited to the camp. Going to the Elite 11 camp, Murphy knew all the criticism surrounding him, with Ari Wasserman from The Athletic saying, "If you're unaware, here's a list of knocks you may have read about him on message boards or in comment sections. 1. He has only started 6 high school games. How does he deserve his top 100 ranking? 2. He has thrown 9 touchdown passes and 4 interceptions in his high school career. 3. He is only so-so as a high school quarterback because he's so raw. 4. He only has a spot at Texas because 2022 peer 5-star quarterback Quinn Ewers of Southlake, Texas Carroll decommitted and committed to Ohio State." Murphy had read and heard it all. He knew what people thought about him, and he used the Elite 11 camp as a place to prove the doubters wrong. If he was not as good as everyone thought, it would be shown as he competed against some of the top-ranked quarterbacks and most talented players in his class. The results? Murphy proved he belonged with his tight spiral that pierced through the air, hitting wide receivers with force, according to The Athletic. One national analyst joked, "What's funny is he's the worst high school quarterback on the field right now." He didn't mean it in an insult. He said it as an illustration of how far Murphy's athleticism alone has taken him. Here's the thing that shows the maturity of Murphy. He agrees with all the criticism, explaining to The Athletic, "I'm definitely not at my peak yet. And that's what's good about me. I don't want to hit my peak in high school. Why would I want to do that? I want people to look back at these days and remember where I came from when I finally get to where I know I'm going to be." What you get in Murphy is an extremely raw prospect who has not spent years working with quarterback coaches. Everything he has achieved has been through natural athleticism. Elite 11 president Brian Strumpf told The Athletic, "We saw him 4 weeks ago at the Elite 11 regionals in Los Angeles, and you can see he's already taken steps forward for what we've talked about then, which is what you want to see out of prospects participating in our events. You want to see growth. He's a young guy. He's a sponge who is soaking everything up, and you can see the development happening before your eyes." Quinn Ewers spoke highly on Murphy, telling The Athletic, "We are good friends now, and I'm excited to see what he'll do for the University of Texas. I know he's going to do big things. He's an athlete with amazing arm talent. He'll get the job done." When it comes to his scouting report, Greg Biggins projects Murphy to be a day 2 pick, with his comparison being Jameis Winston. Biggins writes, "Possesses a talent of raw upside and a high ceiling as a quarterback in the region, regardless of class. Has lacked ideal production through first 2 years, but has every tool you could want in an elite quarterback and has shined in multiple off-season events. He had plus size and arm strength, is accurate to all 3 levels of the field, is a smart kid who understands timing and anticipation when it takes a little off his throw. Can already throw the football 70 plus down the field, but is more than just a big arm. He knows how to play the position. He's mobile and is comfortable throwing outside the pocket. Is a highly competitive kid, a natural leader with a great off-the-field work ethic, and projects as an upper-tier Power 5 starter and future high-round NFL draft pick. Murphy is a raw prospect with a few years to develop. I think there's a possibility of him being a future star. But what do you think? Will Maalik Murphy be a future star at Texas? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos in the Who Is series. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.